Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, checking in. So we had a pretty strong day today, and then we had the news of EU and the trade war stuff going on. That was a very bullish reaction for the market, which was already strong and had no resistance nearby on the S&P 500. And then Facebook after hours completely dumps on earnings and then dumps on the conference call. So I'm really looking forward to the volatility for Facebook tomorrow to be trading it. And we saw the tech sector dump in response to that. Definitely a little bit of an impact in other sectors, but not significantly. So SPY at the end of the day after hours is trading at 283, just above that level. So essentially, we didn't pull back a ton. And if we look at earlier in the day, when did we see the bullish news come out with the trade stuff? That happened here, and we are currently after hours closed just now, but it was higher than where we were before that news came out. So yes, we pulled back, but this is still an extremely strong chart at this point. And for the bears to prove anything to me on the S&P 500, I need at a bare minimum a break of 280.81. SPY on the weekly time frame strong. We will see an upper wick start to form tomorrow. Question is, do the bulls buy this dip as we head into next week? And the key support is going to be anything above 279.06 is a higher low. So that 4-hour level was a support level that I just highlighted. And then the next level on the daily, anything above 279.06 is a higher low. So we are currently trading $4 where we closed after hours. It was $4 above the daily higher low pattern. If we lose the daily higher low pattern, we zoom out to the weekly chart and we say anything above 268.49 keeps us in a higher low pattern on the weekly chart. So the bottom line is the bulls still have a ton of comfortability. I'm most interested to see what happens with the volume when the bell rings. So it was tons of volume after hours, but it's not the same as the amount of volume that we see during regular trading. It's a different market. So I always need to see the bears prove themselves with follow through once the bell rings. We saw so many times earlier this week and last week where we would start with some weakness pre-market and then bulls would just buy the dip. So if we see all sectors with weakness tomorrow and SPY drop down to 280, then I'll say, all right, the bears have some significant follow through. But if that doesn't happen, we are still very strong overall. IWM on the daily chart holding this middle Bollinger Band yet again. This now makes a half dozen times. And we'll have to see, let's see, we closed on IWM after hours, did see a little bit of a drop, not significant, closed at 167.42. So pretty much right where we closed here. And the bulls are in a range where they're holding this middle Bollinger Band and resistance is up in the upper 169s. So still holding on to support, no major red flags here as well. If we do lose 165.69, the low of current consolidation, anything above 161.67 keeps the higher lows intact. QQQ, so definitely got hit the hardest due to the exposure with the tech sector. And after hours, we closed just above 180. So definitely a bit more of a pullback. But if we look at the hourly chart for QQQ, we can see that it's not a huge pullback. Definitely started to lose some support levels. So we'll be watching if this 4-hour higher low pattern, if that's lost and we start to see lower highs and lower lows. Obviously, that will be notable. Daily time frame for QQQ. Anything above 177.74 is a higher low. We have a couple dollars to work with. And if we lose that level, we zoom out to the weekly. Anything above 169.17 is a higher low. So the weekly uptrend is not in jeopardy. The daily uptrend is potentially in jeopardy on some of these names. All depends on what we see once the bell rings and real volume comes in. VIX, not seeing a whole lot of action today, ended up with a daily inside bar showing that tightening range. And of course, after hours reacting to the Facebook craziness, and we ended at 12.29. So again, not a huge follow-through move. So we ended with pretty much still staying within that inside bar. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on. And that goes back. Actually, I take that back. Looks like I don't have after hours on VIX there. So let's see what VIX did real quick. Yeah, it looks like not a whole lot. So we'll be watching to see the tight range. Support is going to be 1180, followed by 1166. Resistance 1282 and 1321. And if we do see this weakness and this volatility pick up in the market with the tech sector potential reaction, we will be watching. The clear break that we have to see is above 1358 to break the lower highs on the daily. That would give us a higher low and then a break of the lower highs. So that's pretty much step number one for the bulls to start to try and shift this momentum. That has to occur, and the weekly chart needs to see that break to try and confirm and follow through from that bullish candlestick last week. So the bottom line, yes, the tech sector is going to be a bit shaky tomorrow. We could see further sell-off. We have Amazon earnings tomorrow after hours. That may give the bulls some hope if it is a bearish reaction for Amazon on earnings. Definitely expect the tech sector to pull back harder. So as we know, the market weakness cannot get significant unless we have both the financial sector and the tech sector pulling back. So the question is this uncertainty in the tech sector enough to dethrone, I shouldn't say dethrone, but derail the XLF bulls, which have been very strong over the past couple of days, still having higher lows on the 4-hour, 2783 support, the weekly charts breaking the lower highs, the daily charts very strong. So essentially that's what it's going to boil down for me. I am anticipating weakness in the tech sector. Number one, do the bulls buy the dip? And number two, how does the financial sector react to all of it? I appreciate you watching. We'll see how it plays out. Stay protective out there.